been getting asked a lot here lately about some designs and stuff that people are buying on Etsy, and when they buy them, then they contact me and they want to know how to edit them or what they can do with them, or there's various other places that you can purchase these kind of designs. So what we've basically got right now is this design was, I believe it was a pre-done design that the customer had sent me. It's she wants it to basically have a blue bandana with white dots and a pink t-shirt and say Team Jessica on it. So when we first start, this is what we actually start with. So I'm going to show you guys how to turn this into what the customer kind of wanted. So we're going to make a copy of this just so we can have it to look back at here in a second. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Anytime I need to add anything white into the design, a lot of times I'll do my artwork and stuff off the artboard. I think it's just a preference thing. I actually prefer the gray background. I know I could turn this into a gray background, but when I'm done, I like to have the white. So I just pull it over here. That's just my preference. So how we're going to get started. So luckily on this design, the cool thing was that it actually already has the bandana separate. So we don't have to actually go in and make that. So that is actually pretty good. It'll save a lot of time. So the first thing was the woman or the customer wanted the bandana blue. All right, so with this, obviously, it's really easy. You click on the bandana, you turn it blue. No rocket science there. So now we're going to get into the next step of they wanted white dots to fill this in, and right now it's just dead space. So if they were to print this into a t-shirt transfer or anything, this space in here would all be dead. So how do we turn those dots white? There are many ways that you can go about doing this. The best way that I have found in how to do this is to highlight the image and hit Control C and Control B. And what that does is it makes a copy of that same thing we're working on right on top of the one that we're currently working on. So then I will come over here to my Pathfinder and click on Merge and Unite, and what that does is it fills it all in, groups it all together, and makes it one solid blob. Then if we turn that to white, and then right click, arrange, send it to the back, now what we have is a blue bandana with white dots. So it's a pretty simple and easy process, but these are the kind of questions that I get a lot from some of the people that are new in the design world. I have a lot to learn in Adobe myself, but it's just nice to be able to help the people out that are just starting. I remember what it was like when I first started, and it was not fun. Was pretty much self-taught, and if any of you have ever self-taught yourself on any kind of design programs like this, you know that there's a lot of added stress that goes on. So now this part is a little more complicated. I still consider it kind of the basics, but they wanted her to have a pink tank top on. And as we can see here, there's no real tank top at all, but you can kind of see an outline of a shirt that was on there. But this design does not have one. So they were asking me, how do I take this and turn this into a pink tank top? Hey, thanks, Larry. So that's what we're going to do now. Now, there are many ways that you can do this, I'm sure. I'm trying to do the basic knowledge way of doing it. There are many tools that you can get. Some people can use the curvature tool really well from scratch. Some people don't use the curvature tool very well from scratch. So myself personally, I don't use it a lot the way that some people do to design and draw. So I use it to manipulate items and objects. So how I would start this to put a pink tank top on this picture is I would come over here. I'd get my square tool or rectangle tool, and I would make me a rectangle from my top point to my bottom point basically, and I send it to the back, and we're going to go ahead and make it pink right now. Okay, so now we have our pink square, but that's not what they wanted. They wanted this to look like she was wearing a pink tank top. So now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to the curvature tool. I am using Adobe Illustrator, Andy. Sorry, I just realized that my restream is not catching comments from my personal page. So yeah, this is Adobe Illustrator. We're doing a quick YouTube tutorial. So, alright, so now I'm trying to put a pink tank top on her. So I have a big pink square. I'm going to now grab my curvature tool, and these points are all what we call straight points. Okay, there's no curvature to the points when you get done making a square or a rectangle. So I come through and hit Alt and then left click on them with the mouse. Okay, now when you do this, now it makes everything round, so there's no straight corners or anything like that. And then I'll take my first point and I'll just come in here and I will literally just start laying this down. Alright, so now we have this whole big whatever oval right now, so we can continue to manipulate that. So I need it to come back down here, so I'm going to click here to put an anchor point. Then I'm going to grab up here and I'm going to draw this back. Then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to continue to do this, and as you see, we can just take this curvature tool and we just keep manipulating our dots and putting this behind. Again, I'm 100% sure there are more ways to do this. This was the way that I taught myself, so I'm just trying to help maybe teach somebody else that that doesn't really know. So I'm going to continue down through here, and every time you make a point, it changes all of these curves. So as we keep this behind the white, so every time you move, you've got to go back and just make sure that it doesn't come above it. All right. So now we're going to go up here through our armpit. Keep going here. Probably should have taken that one a little further. So yeah, we just continue to manipulate this and lay it right down in behind here. Like I said, luckily this design was a really good one to get started with, because a lot of the information, a lot of the lines and stuff that we needed was already there. So now we just got to kind of try to make this look like an actual tank top. So let's go ahead and keep dragging this, and sometimes when you're trying to get to a really good point here, you got to kind of manipulate it a little more. Now see, that doesn't really look like a tank top, so we'll come down here and we'll move it around some more. So now we just took that rectangle and we made it look kind of like she's wearing a tank top. So that was the goal that we were going for, so we got there. And then you can just kind of play with this kind of however you want to make it, see like how this point comes out beyond the black. I'm going to take this and just kind of pin it back in there so that it makes it look like it's a good fresh line right off of that there. So there we go. Just those little details, those are the things that people don't understand what kind of time it takes to do these. But and then up here you can kind of see that they don't kind of match where it comes in. So in this point I would actually take the black and then manipulate it up some, get rid of that point. So now it comes right in. So basically we do that with the curvature tool. Anytime that you grab the curvature tool and you highlight an item, it gives you all the anchor points and stuff that go around it. One thing, since we're using the curvature tool, that I will explain to you guys. So as you can see how everything is round, I really don't like this little thing right here. So let's straighten that out and bring that back in. Okay, so anytime you're making curves, you can just do it this way. Now if you wanted to make this come back and be at a straight line with just the curvature tool, you can't really do that. You see how it's lumpy. If you hold Alt and you click on an anchor point, it makes that as what I call an angle. So it takes it away from being a curvature and turns it into being an actual angle. So that's just some other food for thoughts if you've never used the curvature tool. Let's move this down. Move this one down. Again, this is just some extra detailed work that doesn't really need to be done, but it's just that extra little bit that makes it look, make makes it look like everything's in line. So, and then they wanted Team Jessica on the sleeve or on the arm. So we'll come in here, grab our text tool, type in Team Jessica, bring it down. We'll do it. I think they wanted it in more of a cursive, so we'll just use this one right here. All right, so we're almost done. Now we have to give her a skin color. All right, so we wanted to do kind of like a palish tan almost, just something to give it some color. If you wanted just the background, like let's say you were going to put this on a, maybe on like a red shirt or something, we can see what this would look like. So if you were to put it on a red shirt, which I highly would not recommend, but just doing this for drastic measures so that we can show you the difference there. So the red would obviously show through, but that's not what they want. They wanted a little bit of skin tone to show through. So how we're going to do that is, again, there's probably other ways, but I'm going to show you guys the quickest and easiest way that I have found. So I'm going to take this square or this rectangle I have, and it is actually behind right now. We're going to come up here and we're just going to pick kind of they just wanted to have some color. So let's just go here. All right, so now we've got this big rectangle behind the whole entire object here, okay? So I did not group the object together, so we'll move that. Now we'll group the object together by highlighting it all and hitting Control G. Now when we put this here, my easiest recommendation is to turn all of the dead space into color, is to highlight the whole entire thing and come over here and click on Merge. Well, when you click on Merge, let me send that back to the back. All right, so now we click on Merge, and now everything's all together as one. All right. Now, if we highlight it and we hit Control-Shift-G, it actually ungroups it. So then we can click on just certain sections, and we can actually start to take those sections out. So now what we have is we have a skin tone on her. We have the blue bandana with white polka dots. We have the Team Jessica, and we have it to where it looks like she is wearing a tank top. Just for some added bonuses here. And we'll go with some bright red lipstick. All right, so that image is now done. This is what we started with, as we can see. And this is the, oops, I guess we probably better bring all of her over here so we can kind of see. So there's what happened. We took this image that was, you can purchase images like this off of Etsy. There's a bunch of other places that you can purchase stuff like this. So yeah, so I just wanted to do this quick tutorial just to kind of show you guys, because like I said, I've been getting a lot of questions from some newbies that are just getting into the design industry, and they'll reach out to me through my YouTube channel or some other things and ask, you know, they can take this image and just change the color of the whole entire thing, but they were struggling on how to kind of edit it and take that image and that picture that they have purchased and actually doing anything with it. So I just wanted to make this quick tutorial to kind of walk you all through that. Hopefully you guys like this video. I know we are on Facebook Live, but if you do like this video, be sure to subscribe. This video will be on our YouTube channel as soon as we do some edits and get it uploaded.